All right, we're live. Great to have everyone join in. I think uh, if you're not speaking, you can just like mute so that we don't get any echoes. But yeah, great to have folks on. Welcome to the Paystack Masterclass, if you want to call it such. But we just thought to bring YC founders who have recently gone through the YC program and just again come go through a few questions and of course hear from you guys who are attending as well. We have questions for them, um, just again to help aid in the application. And if you're not aware, like YC is a global accelerator. I hope everybody's aware on this call, but just in case, for those who are about to like, watch this later, YC is a global accelerator out in Silicon Valley. And there are two batches that happen every year: the winter batch and the summer batch. So you see like W22, that means like winter batch year 2022, and then S-Dub 2022 means like summer batch. And so it's a global accelerator, very like difficult to get into, as we would see on the call, but again, very intense program, great network as well. And it also again helps, like from the name, it helps accelerate your business and your startup journey. And so it's very important to just again to share tips as to like why apply, how we apply, and just again things that you could learn and hopefully apply or adopt and incorporate in your own application process. Deadlines are coming up. I believe it's April 7th. So please, yeah, work on those drafts. Get a friend to review. The Our friends at Stripe actually are helping review applications as well. And the deadline for submission for that review is actually tomorrow. So hopefully you can leave this call and then get on the final edits and send it in. We'll share the link on how to do that. So you can take advantage of the Stripe process as well to review as well. But again, hopefully again you get so much on this call that will help you can in the final revision of your application. So my name is Nubi. I lead the Paystack Startup Programs here, and it's really a new function that we just spun up to better see how we can support startups. And so please, I hope this is of value. But beyond this, if you want to reach out to us, we're at paystack.com/startups. We'll be happy to again engage and see how we can support you even beyond this conversation. Um, I've not built a company that's gone to YC, so I will be really like fooling you or fooling myself if I am the expert on this subject. But to do justice to it, I've brought on four um, four phenomenal founders who recently went to YC. And the reason why I use the word recent is because YC has also evolved over time. And so if I was bringing someone from way back, maybe the advice might not be relevant anymore. But this guy just got in the last two batches. So we have people from the S22 and the W23 batch. So we have Achille from Bujeti. We have Ijeoma from Pivo. We've got Jimmy from Moneco, and we have Tunde from Bridgecard. So I'll just again give them just in a line or two, have them introduce themselves and what they're building, and then we'll jump into the conversation. But before we start, I just want to just again see people that for just a bit of housekeeping. If you have questions, you can use the question up button at the bottom right corner of the screen, and just again ask your questions. If you see a question that you like, upvote it. It comes to the top. It means we'll get to actually address those first. If you do see any question that you like, add your own questions. We'll get to it as well. And then, of course, you can use the chat as well to just again interact. If you see something that actually like makes sense for you, you want to clap up, you love what somebody's saying, you can also use the emojis as well to let us know that you're engaging. And so perhaps we could just give that a go by actually using the chat first and just see, okay, where are people dialing in from? So just let us know where you're dialing in from, what city, what country. Yeah, let's know. Let's see where people are joining from. So we've got people from Ghana. Ghana, wow, that's nice. From Calabar, Nigeria, Lagos. We've got Kaduna, Nigeria. Joburg in the house. Yes, Benin, loving it. London, Cameroon, Nairobi, Kenya. Wow, really loving the diverse locations here. London as well. Yes. Yeah, don't forget about diaspora Africans as well. Accra, ABJ, Abu Dhabi, Dubai. Wow, you're still awake. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay, France. Awesome, awesome. So we're here. That's great. So let's jump into it. So guys, we'll start from the first lady. I mean, I have to say, like, I was shocked when I went back on YC data and I was like, whoa, we don't have so many female founders, founder startups at YC. But we thank God we could find one. And we really appreciate you taking the time, Ijeoma. So you want to just start by introducing yourself and what you're building.
Well, hi everyone. Well, it's a shame that in the big year 2023, we're still looking for female founders, but don't worry, we're already shattering the ceiling. But hi everyone, my name is Ijeoma Akwiwu, co-founder and CEO of Pivo Africa, or Pivo Technology. Pivo is a digital bank for trade, basically creating a one-stop shop for all the financial services that SMEs within large manufacturing supply chains would need, ranging from bank accounts to credit facilities to insurance and value-added services. So that's a two-liner. Hi everyone.
Awesome. Great to have you, Ijeoma. And yes, we definitely hear you on that. Hopefully we have a lot of more female founders, and I hope we have some on this call as well. So please, do. I hope this actually is of value. And then I'll take it all the way to Achille. So Achille, you want to introduce yourself and what you're building?
Hello, my name is Achille Arouko. So I'm from Benin Republic, as you can say by my accent. So winter 23, so I'm still in the batch. Demo day is coming up. So at Bujeti, we are building a corporate cards and expense management platform for African businesses. So on the platform, you'll be able to issue cards to your employees. You'll be able to manage your expenses, run payroll, and handle all your day-to-day expenses for your business to be able to grow. Obviously, the goal is to spread across the whole continent.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Achille. And yes, I think you're would I say you're the first Benin Republic startup to get into YC?
Not technically, because Jimmy great.
Okay. So let's go to Jimmy then. Jimmy, the front runner, or how would I say the first to do it. Yeah, can you tell us about what you're building at Moneco?
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Jimmy Kumako. I'm from Benin Republic, just like Achille. And yes, YCS22. I'm the co-founder of Moneco. So Moneco, we are building a neobank for the migrant communities, and we are starting from Europe. So we are building for the migrant communities living in Europe for now. So our goal is to be the one-stop shop for all the financial needs that those communities will need when they are in Europe, and later we hope to expand in other geography. And so just to come back to what you were saying, I'm not like my co-founders. I have one from Madagascar and the other one is from Algeria. So Achille and I, we have Beninese founder in YC, the first two I think, but yeah, so we are building more Pan-African companies now. So it's no more like Beninese or Nigerian or those kind of things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's I think even post-COVID, it's now becoming more apparent that yes, you could be anywhere in the world and build for people anywhere in the world as well. So it's always great to always have that aspiration as well. So yeah, launched in Lagos, launched from Benin, but again, looking to serve a global market. So yeah, definitely like hear you on that. And our last but not the least, Tunde, just talk to us about what you're building at Bridgecard.
Hi guys. Yeah, my name is Tunde, co-founder and CEO of Bridgecard. So Bridgecard is the card issuer for Africa. We help fintech companies issue their customers a card that will carry a MasterCard or Visa logo and work anywhere in the world. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is we're doing at Bridgecard. And we got into Y Combinator summer 22 batch. And so we're batchmates with Moneco, Pivo, and Arouko as well. And it's great to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, great to see, like again, like I said, having batchmates and people that you actually again we're on this journey at YC. Again, like I said at the start of the call, like YC is a global accelerator. Like I mean, it's like almost like this stamp of approval, if you will, for a number of startups, signals to investors as well. Like, okay, they've gone through YC, maybe there's something there. In fact, I know investors whose old thesis is like, just wait for them to get into YC, and they will come and they talk to us. So just follow the YC, whoever YC has invested in, and like if it was an index fund, I guess you'll be well off. But I think it's also better to understand again why founders apply to YC, because I think it's just I think it's a fair question just to understand the motivations, like what people look to get out of YC, just to get other people perhaps in that headspace that's like, okay, here are just the reasons why I could get out of this program. But before I ask that question, I want to do a quick rapid fire question across the room. So just tell me, how many times did you guys apply to YC before you got in? So just give me the number. Just we'll start with Ijeoma. How many times did people apply to YC?
Well, luckily twice. We got in the second time. Yeah.
Okay. What about Tunde? How many times did you guys apply?
I think we applied like 7 times. I've been applying to YC like 2019. Like this is what I think the boss annoys me. I don't go to YC and I apply. Like, come on, I need to get a job.
So YC was your way of like, okay, I need an escape from this life. Let me just go apply to YC.
And then I said we never got to the interview stage, like throughout the whole process. But we just kept applying. I never knew there was an interview because we only get to rejection mails. So was that crazy? Okay. So yeah, that's how our journey was at Bridgecard. Yeah.
Okay, so Ijeoma twice. This is 7 or 9?
7.
And you didn't even know there was going to be an interview stage, just kept going at it. So that's actually good. How about you, Achille? How many times did you apply to YC?
Twice. The first time we actually got to the interview, and we got at the interview we got told no. That was back in 2017. Mainly because at that time I think Africa wasn't sexy enough, but because I think Paystack just got out of YC, Reliance just got in, and everything was really not mobile app based. But now we have Gray and Co that's mostly mobile app based. But at that time it's like, oh, nobody's downloading apps in Africa. I was like, no, you're wrong. But it took time for them to understand that we were wrong. But now, the last one went pretty smooth, which was shocking to me. But you just have to try again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of my driving test. I meant to have taken my driving test, and the last time I actually passed, I was shocked. I was like, "Oh," when the guy said you passed, I was like, "Oh, I passed." so I guess you never know how the experience will go, and just when you think like, "Oh, it's not great," like yeah, that's what's the fit. Right, that's what's the right fit at the right time. So, how about you, Jimmy? How many times did you apply to YC?
Only once.
Wow. Wow, first time entry, first country entry. Wow, that's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
like Moses, I paid the way for Achille, and all other people from Benin.
Nice one. Okay, so let's jump into the why then. Why did you apply for YC? Because again, many of you did more than once. Tunde, you have unless you said that you're frustrated sometimes, I just like, let me just go apply for YC. But again, I'm sure there's more to it. So let's start with perhaps you, Tunde. Why YC? What was it about YC that you really wanted to again get?
All right. So initially, all I knew about YC was just the YouTube videos and all of the resources they have on the internet. And at that point, I was already satisfied with what the accelerator program could do. And so I just had to mind that, if Y Combinator could do this much for the startup community, just through a YouTube channel and a website, how much more would they be able to do when you get into the program? And then aside from that, all the companies I admired across Africa had gone through YC. And so in my head, it looks like that simple hack to be a great company. That's what I thought then. But maybe it is. And so Paystack had gone through YC then, Flutterwave, a couple of other companies as well, Remedial Health, and so that's also one of the reasons why we applied. The community on YouTube then was really great. The resources were nice. I remember times when I told myself I was going to watch all of the videos there, And so yeah, I really wanted to be like part of the community because like the resources they had to like share with founders.
Yeah, good one. So you are seeing you are seeing the free version of the product, and you were like, wow, this is so good. What would be the like again get into program then look like? And like I said, the proof was in the pudding. You are seeing other companies and again great companies that got to the program. So yeah, if I want to build a great company, why not go to YC? Yeah, that makes sense. How about you, Achille? Why did you go a second time? Like, what do you want to get at? Like, why YC?
Actually, I just remember it was 3 times.
Okay.
Remember because I just remember we actually applied with Skylar, and because we got accepted into another accelerator, I think I forgot the YC one, right? Because after all, we got into something else. But yeah, for me, mainly it was, back in that time, it was that moment where most of the YC startup was really about hacking. Like anything you do was really about you breaking the ground on something that hasn't been done before. And when for Skylar Lab, it was mainly for AI, like being one of the first African chatbots company out there. So when we got selected by the French government for the French tech, we just gave up on YC. The second one for Oyape was mainly because we thought it was cool to make payment through Bluetooth. So we wanted people to understand that, yeah, it's possible. And also the resources, the people, the funding, obviously. So we didn't have to raise money. But as always, we just find ways, all right? But this time around, it was, okay, I was sure that at this time I was mature enough to go through the process, to enjoy the communities, to be able to grow as a founder, because that's the biggest accelerator in the world. That's like kind of a stamp or a validation process that goes into it. And even if you get there, you don't know anything. Like everything you know, forget about it. Every certitude you have, it doesn't work. People will you ask questions that will break you down. And you just realize, okay, I don't know anything. So that was like the biggest thing for me. Like, okay, everything I think I know, I need to have it challenged. People that have done it before, right? And obviously the funding.
Oh, I'm glad you actually said that, because like all of you are actually just like living at the money part. So I think one thing that YC, and the reason why I said that, because like even in recent times, the funding component has actually like been revised as well, which I know there's a lot of like there's two school of thought, like, oh, is it better for the founder, is it better for YC? But I don't know, like in this climate, I think anybody that got that deal will be like happy right now, because like that's just a lot of runway that they've actually like secured as a result. So yeah, but yeah, funding as well is an element of actually going into YC. And when people actually publish like funded startups in Africa, people are going to YC, they just get automatically added to that list with the 500K allocation, as mentioned. But you're right as well, just a lot of learning that actually takes place. I know we've heard of like founders who've like just gone into YC and they're like, their business even changed altogether because of the feedback and the learnings that they got from there. How about you, Ijeoma? Why YC? You said 3 times or twice? Yeah, twice. Why did you go again?
Okay, so for me, I think when I think about that question, 2 ways. It's a matter of why YC for me as a person and why YC for Pivo as a company. For Pivo as a company, it was like we had a solution that's had a niche focus. No one was doing what we were doing, right? And YC was like the appropriate international platform for that, to amplify the message. Again, like you mentioned, once you get into YC, that's badge, that stamp of approval, signals to everybody that there's something here. So that was it for Pivo. But for me as a person, again, YC, like Tunde mentioned, like I only knew YC from, the YouTube videos, all the knowledge sharing that they do. And I was very certain that, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be like, a business owner, you need some sort of structure, because in the wild, like you're learning, like it's really fast, whatever it is that you learn. But I think, YC gave that structure to learn more things, to apply to your business, and then for you as an individual to improve. So yeah, that's really what it was for me, my person, and for Pivo, to get us out there.
Yeah, I mean, I really like how you broke it down by into those two buckets, and that's spot on. How about you, Jimmy? You applied once. I'll never come back to you as to like what the magic that you did in your application, but yeah, why did you even decide to actually apply to YC at all?
Okay, so me and my co-founders, what we are working on, we knew firsthand that it was really challenging, and even though we were trying to do all the things on our by ourselves, we knew that having experts we can leverage because, for example, YC they have already invested in a lot of startups doing some of the stuff we are doing. So there is a lot of data points on the side where we know that if we can interact with an ecosystem like that, it can save us a lot of time. So instead of wasting years or months to do some stuff, having that backing could help us speed up most of the things we are trying to do. So it was also that's one of the reasons. And in my past life, I spent like more than 2 years at Paystack, which is a YC company, and I saw firsthand how being part of YC. I used to joke that Shola is one of the best CEO I work with, and one of the things I've learned from him and all the cool people there is the way the company was run when I was there, and I hope it's the same. And I just learned that a lot of that came from, I won't say the coaching, but the process, the fact that they have been part of YC, all the learning they got there, they tried to apply that to the company and they made it successful, what it is today. So for us, it was also walk in the footstep of those people who came before us, and yes, leverage all those things. And also as a person, like the way Achille was talking, what Achille was saying, like, you know, you may have some conviction about things, but when you interact with people who have seen a lot of things, they can challenge your thinking and they can push you to your limits, and you can, you know, think better, structure things better, and have more chance to succeed what you are building as a startup. So basically, that's.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's got an accelerator for a reason. It means to actually like fast track your journey as a company, as a founder, as a business, and so being able to get that, and again being plugged to a community that, again, a lot of resources, a lot of learning. Yeah, and I think you said you had a first-hand experience of a company that had gone through that accelerator. So yeah, again, it's like there was proof. So yeah, I'm going to just switch quickly to the core reasons why we're here, because again, I think people are applying for YC, people are applying to YC over the next couple of days. So some have applied already. All the best with the application. But yeah, like just talking about, like, again, just feedback and things that you take away from your application process. But for those of you that applied multiple times, perhaps things that you changed or things that you improved upon, now that you also got in as well, like perhaps things you heard on the back of, like, oh, we not. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll say we picked it because of X, Y, Z application, but perhaps just signals that actually just shows that, okay, this part of my application conveyed what YC was looking for. So I'll start with Tunde, because again, you are like the veteran here, seven applications. So can you just like talk about, like, again, just again take away as to like how your application evolved and what might have actually like led to getting in.
All right. So with Bridgecard, we got in once. That's like my third startup, I think. So I think the very first thing that matters, if you ask me, is keep applying. Like, that's the only way to ever get in. The year you decide not to apply, to stop applying, is the year that you would eventually not get into YC. So yeah, like, in my opinion, keep applying. If you're not done, like, so like a quick rollback. When I think by our fifth time, there was a TechCrunch article of a guy that applied 10 times. Oh my God, that was like fuel to my spirits. Now, come on, I should just keep applying. So I think that's like the very first thing. You want to keep applying. And secondly, I think you want to like start to do things that matter the most in your company, and which is like building your product and talking to your users. and with or without YC, you become a successful company that way. And by doing that, it increases your chances like a whole lot to get into YC. Are you building the product? Are you talking to your customers? Or are you just waiting for YC to come and pick that badass in Nigeria or somewhere in Africa, which is not going to happen? So you have to be like building your product and talking to your customers. If you're lucky enough to like get the feedback from them on why they did not pick you the previous time, I think that's another thing you want to look into. You want to like keep working on that as well. But what I think I think is key, like when you also apply, like try to be short and go straight to the rest, like go straight to the answer. I think that's like one thing we learned to do better over the years. Like initially we thought like when you answer in 10 sentences, you done better than one guy that just said our total number of app users is 1,500. You don't explain how it got there painstakingly by going through the bush and the forest. But come on, like guys reading is like maybe 1,000 applications that so like go straight to the point. So I think that was like one thing we learned to do that. There's anything that also like stood out from our final applications that we had done the most, like we had made the most progress in building like a product that people would use compared to like all the other ideas and all the other times we applied. Like we had like a higher number of users, we had made a higher number of transaction volume, and a couple of like better tractions compared to like the other times we've applied. So the fact that we just kept at it, like kept building our company, made us like put us in a better position and to apply. Yeah, that's basically what I'd say.
Yeah. So I hope that answers the question from Akli Yusuf. So Yusuf, just again keep at it, keep applying, keep doing the things that you write in the application as well, which is actually building the company. I think there's a quote that says, it's the job of the founder to build a company. It's the job of the investor to look to find the founder. And so rather than go looking for, say, okay, yes, I'll wait to get to raise money and then I'll go build and then also talk to customers. Do those things as well, because like I said, without YC, you're still actually building something, and it could be another accelerator, it could be another investor, it could be a customer's revenue that would actually fund your business. So keep doing the things that you need to do. And I think last thing you mentioned was around again being concise with your answers, rather than again write essays and all, which again based on again number of applicants, the number of applicants that needs to be reviewed by a single person. Just again, it's just a lot. So try to get to the point. Not saying that you can't write a lot. If a lot makes sense, maybe, but again, just rather don't keep those key points in the middle of a lot of waffle that then just gets lost. So that's important, and I hope that speaks importance to like again experiences from takeaways from his experience and what YC is looking for. I think the third question is like, do you need a full product before you apply? The answer is no. There's a thread by Michael Civil, even debunking that myth that you need to actually be post-revenue, post-product before you get into YC. There are a lot of pre-product ideas in YC. There are a lot of pre-revenue startups at YC. Now, not to say that you shouldn't aim for that. If you can build your products without YC, please build it. If you can get revenue before YC, please get it. But if you don't have it, doesn't stop you from actually applying, because the worst case is that, okay, you get that feedback, which is like, oh, it's too early, we need to see some traction, which you could then go work on and then come back and say, you asked me for this, I have done it, so what next? So I don't know, a lot of founders who take that approach to YC, where they just work on the feedback they get the previous rejection and just come back again and say, we've done that, now what? Pretty much give YC the reason to say no again. So that I hope that actually answers that. So I'm going to just mark that as done. But I'd like to hear from maybe anyone else, maybe just one more person as to like there before we go to another question. Like what particular like feedback did you get from YC? If you can be particular about that, the more specifics the better. But any feedback that you got from YC, your previous application that you then worked on, and then that finally got you in. I'm trying to be careful there, not to say like your answers got you into YC. I think like, so we'll not be careful, not trying to be just manage expectations here. But again, just about any feedback that you have gotten from YC that just again improved your chances of getting it. That's a better way to put it.
So I'll give a go on that question. So for us, again, we're in fintech space, and I think that's what every applicant should be aware of, the space that you're in, what metrics matter to your business, what metrics you should be tracking and you should be improving on. That's very important. For us as a fintech, the feedback then was that, we first applied when, I think 1 month after we launched. So our numbers were baby numbers, were just nice to have, right? But the reality is that if you're a fintech, you should be able to see multiples. You should be saying like the week-on-week growth, month-on-month growth should be exponential. So one of the major reasons was that our numbers were not, good. You launched a product, great, and you're saying it's a niche product. Okay, so how well have you tested your product to know that this specific need is what is going to solve, the problem out there? So yeah, we took that feedback, back, and it was a matter of doubling down on our customers. Again, we're here to serve supply chain SMEs, right? So going back to them, ensuring that the transactions that we're financing was as great as we had projected it to be. Another thing you have to remember is that one thing YC is big on is, your total addressable market, right? And how big is the market? What is your plan to go and capture the percentage that will make you $1 billion company, literally? So it was a matter of how we have said, okay, our TAM is this big. How are we going to capture that? So again, your month-on-month growth had to show that you are already on that trajectory to capture that market. So on our second application, by the time we even saw our month-on-month growth, we're like, okay, now we're ready. And once we put in our application, we got the invitation for the interview. And like you said, the rest is history. So my advice is that be wary of the market you're playing in, the space you're playing in. Know the metrics that matter to your business and how to track and to improve the same. And like Tunde has said before, be short and concise in all your answers. We're not storytellers, or YC is not a storyteller. Nigerians, we are very creative when it comes to writing, but eliminate all of that, please. A plus B is equals to whatever it is. And yeah, good luck on your application.
Yeah, spot on on that. I would like, I think you just mentioned like what to optimize for will be another way to ask these questions. So just again, perhaps we talk to Achille and Jimmy here. So can you just share like again when you're writing your applications, are there any like tactics? Are there anything you're optimizing for? For example, are you doing bullet points versus essay? Are you using like again like what numbers, what metrics are you actually like putting out? And I think the okay, I'll keep the question for last for next. But yeah, let's start with those. So Achille, just again, any tactics that you employ in just again perhaps putting your best foot forward when it comes to YC?
Yeah, I think for us, compared to Jimmy, I think Jimmy was pre-product. We were already post-product. So as Ijeoma mentioned, we already have a product. We have not a big traction because we're still in beta. So we just focused on what we have. We have a product that is working. We have this amount of customer. We have processed this amount of transaction. We've issued this amount of cards. Now, as in Achille way, now what's up, right? Mainly because the last time I was told, oh, nobody downloads apps. I was like, okay, this time I have an app, a web app. It's live. People are using it. So what's the excuse? And this time it went. So it was mainly bullet points. You talked about, this is what I'm building. This is my numbers. This is my product. What do you think? And from there on, it's just started.
Yeah. These are my numbers. This is the product. Yeah, just show and tell. And what about you, Jimmy? You're a pre-product, I believe, right, Jimmy?
Yes. When we were applying to YC, we were still building our product, and what we did, when I think about it now, it was that we were really we didn't spend time writing long essays like Ijeoma was saying. We went straight to the point. We were really transparent, and also we share all the things we were doing, our progress. Because even though you are pre-product, that doesn't mean that you are not doing any work, right? So, for example, when we started, we were not focusing on raising money, all those kind of things. We were just funding ourselves. Yeah, my co-founders, we were just building it ourselves with our own resources. So we share the progress we made, what we wanted to do next, and also we put an emphasis on our team, like how we are confident that we have the right team to solve the problem we want to solve. So I think that's also something important, to show that you have the skills, as founders, you have that to solve what you are trying to do. And basically that's it. We didn't have any user back then to say, oh, those are our numbers, all those kind of things. But it didn't stop us to, even during our application, we shared the state of our app, So we shared everything. We were really transparent, and we went straight to the point too.
Thank you so much. I think a few questions were in the chat had to do with, like, do you have to have a product? Do you have to have revenue before getting into YC? And I think, again, it's good to have good examples. So Bujeti was post-product, post-revenue. They were already building something. They were able to show numbers, and they got in. Moneco, they were like pre-product. We were still building the product, but they were able to, again, just articulate clearly what they were going to do, how they were going to do it, and they had a team to do it, and that was enough to get them in as well. I think there's a question also around why will YC choose a startup with revenue versus one that doesn't have revenue, and so many reasons, but I think one that comes to mind could be the size of the opportunity. I think Ijeoma mentioned TAM, that's a total addressable market. Perhaps the one without revenue is going after a large market, and also could be the team. So maybe they just believe that, okay, this team is the right team to go after this opportunity. But this other one that's actually making money, perhaps in the smaller term, this market is very capped, it's not as attractive to a YC. And maybe the team is not even also like sold as to like they want to gather the opportunity. So a lot of other factors beyond just, again, saying, are you making money or not making money? But yeah, like, if you're making money, please, good for you, and please keep picking up money, keep kicking out money, because that's the whole point of all of these things. Going to YC and everything is to come back to make the money. So please keep making that money, and don't feel discouraged. I will just then move on to, just again, pitfalls. People are making applications. What are the common mistakes that, based on your experience, based on what you've seen, based on who you have spoken to, a common mistake that one could make in their YC application? I'm very sure, like, you guys might have made some of this yourself. So think about, again, if you have to do a YC application tomorrow for a new startup, what are the things that you perhaps have made in your application, like, oh no, I'm not going to do this again. I know better now. Let's start with Tunde.
All right, so the first thing I would say is don't lie. Like, it's very important not to lie. I'll give you an example. Like, during our interview, we got interviewed by Michael Sibyl, and then he asked us, how do you guys listen to your users? We said we had a WhatsApp group, and the WhatsApp is connected to my phone. I answer customer support, and so I know what problems they have. We also use like Amplitude to measure like user interaction and the likes. Next thing Michael Sibyl was going to say is, that's my mail, add it to Amplitude. That's my phone number, add it to the WhatsApp group. So tell me if I was lying. I'll just simply end the call and just go home and sit down. So I think the very first important thing is don't lie. Be 100% honest, and then go straight for it and say what is your build. And YC has worked with a lot of companies, and so I don't think you need to like lie to impress. If they don't even figure it out in the application, they will catch you. So just don't lie and then do that. That's like the first thing I would say. The other thing I would say is, like, when you answer all questions, ask yourself, like, can my grammar read this and understand? So like, don't try to like if your grammar cannot understand it, then don't write it. And because that helps you like in a lot of ways. So I'm not saying you should excessively explain to your grammar. I'm saying when you make a sentence, can your grammar like totally grab what product exactly it is you're building? Some people have like sometimes like you probably have like 20 features, and you're the founder, you're totally soaked in this thing. You know what it took you to build. Like the last feature you guys built last week, and you didn't sleep for 4 days. And so like you want to pour everything out into the, like, just hold on and make sure that you ask yourself, can my grammar understand this? The other thing I would say is like, one thing that is like very, very that's very, very big is like the team that's going to build the product. It's very possible that what we are working on today would not end up being like what to make $1 billion company. But the question is like, if $1 billion idea is staring you in the eyes right now, would you guys be able to grab it and then build that thing and make the money? So I think like you want to really explain why your team is the one to like place a bet on. So you not doing that is probably like it's like one of the other pitfalls you can make. So yeah, just stop at that and allow the other guys like at some point.
Yeah. Anyone else want to jump in, Ijeoma? If you had to go again, would you any pitfalls you would want to avoid, or you advise people to avoid? Yeah.
Okay. Advice number 1: please do your research. YC has like an FAQ like page on what they're looking out for. In fact, there's a guide. I think they even have like drop boxes application there. Please use it as your holy grail to do your application. There's nothing outside of that they will be looking for, except it has changed this year. Secondly, what else? Okay, don't lie. Funny thing is that if you scale the application stage, and this is just an insight, you get to the interview stage, they will ask you questions that will tie back into whatever it is that you put in, and it will be very easy to unravel. Thirdly, please do a video. It might not be supposedly important, right? However, the video more or less gives like a personal touch or a personal feel to what conversing with this person would look like. It's advisable to put in that video. It will help your matter. Fourthly, what can I add to this? Keep it short and simple. You know why you're here. Someone commented about, we're all fintech, operators here. Please do not be discouraged by that. Whatever it is that you're building, it's an opportunity for you to get that magic out there. And the fact is that YC already they know the spaces they want to be in. So if it's something interesting enough for them to say, hey, let me look at this, please take that chance. Don't be discouraged. So yeah, those are the, pitfalls that you try to navigate. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. I did see that question around like again B2B SaaS companies, and I think there are actually 19 African B2B SaaS companies. Yes, there are some fintechs among them. I think 1 or 2, but there are others are non-fintech as well. So yeah, but at least 15 of them, 15 and others have actually gotten as B2B SaaS companies. So please do apply. And I actually know this person as well, and I think you're a phenomenal founder. So please go for it. And I keep at it if in case you got to know before as well. Anyone else want to just share any pitfalls? Achille, GB, anything, any critical pitfall?
It's mostly for my francophone philo. Because in Africa, when people talk about Nigeria, you can start something from Nigeria and spend more time in Nigeria building your stuff. But when you are living in a country like Benin, Togo, or I don't know, whatever country, and you are applying, you may think that Francophone Africa market may be a big market. It may not sound so sexy for people in North America. So I think even though anyone is launching a company and want to apply to YC and they want to start from any Francophone country, they should also make sure that how they express their vision, they make it clear that it's just that they are starting from a francophone country, not that the market is a francophone country, because I don't think it will grab more attention. So for example, me, when I was at YC, only one person from the YC team I interacted with the new Benin Republic, for example. And it was only Michael Sibel. Even Paul Graham, I talked to him and I said, I'm from Benin. He doesn't know. So if I was like, oh, I'm building a startup and we are launching from Benin, all those kind of things, even though it may have a lot of potential, I don't think it will grab the attention. It may grab if I was in Lagos, for example. So it may seem like something really not really important, but for me, I think those are little things. People in Nigeria or South Africa, they may not notice that, but in Francophone Africa, it may not be in your favor to push that narrative too much.
Yeah, awesome. There's a question around like us.
Yeah, just to add. Sorry, I just wanted to reiterate the fact: don't lie. And the last thing is also don't overthink it, right? Doesn't matter. Don't really overthink it. Because as Ijeoma says, and Tunde and Jimmy, if you know your numbers, you don't have to overthink your numbers. Numbers don't lie, right? Case in point, S22, I call off our application the last day because I just didn't want to do video. As Ijeoma said, I should do video, but I didn't feel like it. So I did, no. But winter 23, we applied 2 days before the end of the application. It took us like an hour to write the application. We did 300 takes of the video and we submitted. I didn't really overthink it because that's how I feel. Like when I fail at my best, it doesn't take me too long. So I just waited until I felt right. I didn't overthink it. We wrote the application. We had it reviewed by one person, and that was it. And we submitted and we went back to work. So don't overthink it and don't lie.
Yeah, don't lie. Don't, I mean, keep the creativity for another time. Keep it simple. Keep it honest. Can your grandma understand this? Like, yeah, just again, put into your shoes that this is somebody that might not have the context of what you're saying or what you mean, or like, just keep it very simple so that you can actually get it. I mean, Paystack, for example, kept using the word "Stripe for Africa," and I mean, there was no way you could misunderstand what that means. Like, so because I mean, you had backed Stripe, they're a YC company as well, and I see a lot of white startups as well, even from Africa. I know Chowdeck used the term we're DoorDash for Africa. I know Bujeti, or I don't know if you guys are using like we're Brex or we're State for Africa. I know, but so again, keep it simple, keep it relatable, and that's the way to go. We are coming up to the end of the. I know I tried to ask some questions like async and just again through text. A few that I think I will just touch on before we round up because we're going to like just. I'm going to be closing out very shortly because I will also leave here by 4 p.m. WAT. Question around like again, do the video. So not everybody has the luxury of having all the founders in one place, and so you need to like shoot a video remotely and all. Like, any tips around that? Is it just to your Zoom meeting and just hit record, or are there tools or things that people have to like use to coordinate and make this video at least as good as clear as possible? Any tips from anyone on shooting your video for a remote team, people that are remote?
For us, actually, fun fact, we were both in Paris, but we still just didn't want to leave the house and take the metro. So we did Zoom record. I know, for example, okay, Abdul from Mono and Praka, they did different videos and use, what's the app name? Quadpix. That's app that, yeah, and they put it together. So whichever way you feel like, if you can meet up, otherwise you have your app, you do it and you sync.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah. Another pointer should be or is have your talking points. Decide which founder is going to take which aspect of the video. Very, very important. Let's not be. And one thing that YC is big on is team effort or team efforts. Literally, it's not just one person that should be saying everything or doing everything. They want to see that there's the bond between you guys. So have your talking points. Know that, okay, since you're great at numbers, you present numbers. Since you're great at the English, you'll be the one to say that. And Kira and I were in different places. We just did it over Zoom, did how many takes, and cut and pasted everything, and yeah, we got in. So again, good luck.
Yeah, I know there's some questions around again the YC program itself, like the 500K MFN. And things like that, and we would just again try to answer those posts now. So because hopefully we can have like another one for those that have gotten invites for interviews and things like that. But for now, we just want to keep up with the application. But there's a couple of resources online that also actually like touches on these things, and we can always share that as well. Like, what does this mean and all. And there's a question about solo founders as well. I know, please apply the solo founder still. Get the feedback if that's an issue. And just at least if you can show how you are complementing yourself with your team and people around you as well, that could also like again fly up. But the solo founders will definitely get into YC. So don't let that be a detractor for you while you're looking for a co-founder if you are, or if you're building a team around you. But we are we're going to like just round off very shortly. But before we do that, I think we have like a surprise. We got a surprise for everybody that just joined the call today. I would say please get in touch with us at Paystack. If startups at paystack.com, if you have any questions, even post this event. And again, you can always like learn more about the startup programs. But I believe we have a visitor who just wants to drop in and say hi to and wish everyone luck. So let me just see if I could get him on. Yeah, you plan these things and they never work out as planned. let's see if that would work now. But also, I think while we're waiting, I just want to give a big. Okay,
it's not the surprise they were looking for. you raised it so high. I'm sorry, they're looking for Davido or Burna Boy. I'm sorry. I can sing though.
Maybe you are Burna Boy.
I have a frog voice. See, what?
You are the Burna Boy of the fintech ecosystem in Nigeria.
I don't know about that, man. Cool. Good to be on. Shout out, thanks to the panelists. Really glad. And the Paystack people, thank you. And thanks everyone for joining. I think YC is a very interesting program. Personally, for me, it was a game changer. I like to say that I was a very average developer. I was just building Paystacks, writing YC application and all that. But I guess the good thing is just doing it consistently. And when I asked Michael from YC why they chose Paystack, it was because we were making progress. My first application was terrible, but my next application was better. And then the third one was better, And so I think that two things I would say is, number one, YC is YC, even though this is a YC call, it's not about YC, it's about you. It's about the progress you want to make. It's about what you want to do with your life. So I think that's the first thing. And then the second thing is just like, be clear about what you're building and just keep it simple, So, but thank you so much, everyone. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot. And yeah, I guess, I don't know, Nubi, is there anything for me?
Well, I mean, I think you actually said it that you applied it like 3 times. I would just like ask if you just touch on any particular thing that Papa like what you said better. What did that mean? Like what actually changed over the three applications you made into YC?
I think that YC can know if you're building this company for YC, or if you're building this company for your future or for your country or for your users, right? So I would say that, and a good way to show that is if you said, oh, I was trying to build a payments company, blah, 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 the first application. And then the next application, you've done it already, you have 10 users, even if 10 users is small, but at least these guys are making progress. And then you do it the third time, oh, I have these 2 partners, I've done this, I've done that, So I would say that it's always better to have a contact with the customer so that it's just not an idea. It's always even better to have made progress, like the customers are choosing you. And it doesn't have to be 100 customers, just a few customers are choosing you. You know what they want, and you're making progress there. When I talk to founders, I also say that sometimes it's hard to think about what you want to prioritize, but if you just pick a number, I want to have 10 customers in 2 months, and just do it. And whatever it takes to do it, just do it. And then when you get there, I'll switch it higher. I want to get 20 customers, So I would say progress mindset is very important.
Yep. So you've heard it, guys. Progress over perfection. So
Exactly.
again, thank you, thank you, Shola.
I have one question for Shola.
Okay.
Yeah. So Shola, as my former boss, do you think that you should tell people who want to join YC to first come to work at Paystack before they?
No. I don't know, right? And I think it depends. I think you should always have clarity on what you want to build. And the journey to clarity can take a while. Even at Paystack, and in one of my videos, I was building 2 or 3 things at the same time. But it was very clear that Paystack is the best one. So let me just focus on it. But it's okay to be confused in the early days. It's okay to know that I want to do something, but I don't know that specific thing. And I would say that during your confusion period, it's okay to work at a startup. And there's so many startups to work at now. So, and you can learn. But the bad thing though is that you have to be like, or the good part is that I encourage you to be like Jimmy and Achille, that when you work at a startup, then you have to commit to that startup first. You know, it's not that I'm not passing through. So you have to remove the passing through mindset. You have to like put everything you want into that and hope that in that journey you will find clarity on what you want to do next. And then when you find that clarity, you also need to communicate it. You know, you need to know that, okay, guys, it's something else that I'm excited about, though, you know, and you need to go there. So I think just open, clear, and just do your thing. Don't do 3 jobs at the same time. Don't hide. Don't do all those things. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're going to wrap it up there. Thanks so much, Shola, for stopping by. I think again, Paystack and everybody actually said on this call, like seeing companies like Paystack go through YCs, that reason why they applied as well. And hopefully, again, post on this call, seeing again Bujeti, seeing Bridgecard, seeing Moneco, seeing Pivo, as companies have gone through YC, and also what they just building in the world also really motivates you as well to keep at it as well. We had people applying 7 times and more, and so at least Paystack did 3 times, and so yeah, I guess again, please keep going at it. Again, thank you, Ijeoma, thank you, Jimmy, thank you, Achille, thank you, Tunde, thank you everyone for joining this call. We'll be sharing the recording afterwards as well. But like I said, if you have applications that you want the Stripe team to review, please send it through. Tomorrow is the deadline. Send it through, and again, they'll be able to review that. If you miss that deadline, yes, we'll try our best as well. You send it to startups@paystack.com. We'll try our best as well to help again have a look at it before you send it in. But again, beyond this, for any other things regarding supporting your growth, your journey, please check out paystack.com/startups. And you can get across to me, Nubi at paystack.com, as well as startups@paystack.com if you have any questions. And with that, I will give you guys 2 minutes left, or maybe you'll just like a final. Let's do the final advice that we can give. So in 30 seconds each, Ijeoma, Jimmy, Achille, and Tunde, like what will be a final word for those that are going to go back to open that Google Doc and try to brush things up before they send in the application? We're starting from Jimmy.
Okay, so the final word will just be a repetition of everything we have been saying. Just go straight to the point, be transparent, and just also put an emphasis on the skills of your team. So basically that's what I want people to just get it, keep in mind while applying.
Okay, Tunde?
All right, on my end, I'd say if you don't get accepted, apply again. And that's like the only thing. That's like the only thing I would say. Everybody will be so the only thing I would say is apply again. Like you can do 7 times as well, like me. So yeah, just
yeah. Also apply again. And while you apply, please keep building your company and making money. Yeah. How about you, Achille?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, this is a YC call, but still not a YC call. Apply. Don't lie. Don't overthink it. But the application is just an application. You need to be committed on what you are doing and believe in it. So just keep working. If it's not YC, that's fine. Your business is what matters. So if it grows, cool. If it goes through YC, cool. But just do your thing and be good at what you are doing and be committed.
Awesome. And Ijeoma, close us off.
Well, everything every other person has said. However, for the application itself, remember to toot your own horn, right? There's a reason why there's a place for what have you done, as in you as a founder. What's that special thing you've done? What's your unique insight? Remember, YC already has their own portfolio companies that are probably doing what you're doing. But it's a matter of what is the unique insight or the unique proposition that you're bringing outside of an African company. So remember to put that in your application. Why you, why your team, and why this is going to be the greatest thing ever that they've seen. Again, all the best. Good luck.
All the best and good luck, guys. And yeah, thank you. And we'll come to a wrap. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And cheers.